Welcome to the Infinite Crisis
I
podcast.
forgot we have cameras. We can look at them.
Yeah, you can look at the cameras.
All right, go ahead.
Welcome to the Infinite Crisis podcast. Your host here, Chazz Finnigan. and
Umar Nasir.
And Giovanni Rabindranauth.
and we're going to get kicked off here.
Well, we got to do introductions.
Yeah,
So you go ahead.
Yeah, go
You want me to start?
Yeah, you started.
Let's hear about
Dude,
this whole you're a nurse thing.
All right.
Bore us all to death.
Chazz, I'm a nurse.
Nah, come on, give it authentically. Give us. How did you get into
so
what made you want to do it?
How did I get here? Let's start at when I was born,
I stole
okay?
your heart at the show. That's the
stole my
reason
heart.
you stayed here.
Let's just focus on me coming here. I'm from California originally. I came here for school, studied at Drexel for about 5 years, and now I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 4 years now at the... Maybe I won't say where I work.
No, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Not that mine doesn't give it away.
Yeah, make sure you give them your address, too, by the way.
Yeah, this is my address
tell
and my
them where you
social. And I've been a nurse for 4 years. Yeah, I love it. I work with pediatric population, and yeah, I love it so much. And then I've been bodybuilding for like a while now. I started lifting when I was a sophomore in college, maybe. Yeah,
Should've lied.
seriously lifting.
Should have totally lied. Would have been way more impressive.
No
I've
way.
been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah.
Look how good I am at this.
Dang it. No, I've been doing it since a sophomore in college, and I just lifted recreationally, and then I started to compete at my second to last year of college, and I've been competing since like 2018. When was our show?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
My first show, and that's when I met Gio.
Sure did.
I met Gio at our first show. We were two young studs,
Fell in love at
naturally.
first sight, yeah.
Natural studs, fell in love, and now we have a podcast together. Maybe kids one day. But yeah, we've been competing together now since that show for 6 years or something like that.
Took this poor kid under my wing.
Yeah, he's my trainer, lover, and confidant. But yeah, I've been bodybuilding for that long. I think that's about it, right? Covered it.
Yeah, let me make sure they know that I'm not your lover. I'm not any of that.
Just
And
a
I'm
joke.
not gay, by the way.
It
I
was a
want them
joke.
to know that right off the bat.
Off the bat, that's your first sentence.
Yeah, just so that because you're saying it really.
Confident.
Yeah, you're really delivering it.
Yeah, I wanted them to know. I'm
Not
sorry.
everyone knows you. They might actually.
That's what I'm
believe
saying. Like they don't know us.
Okay,
and
I know, but
Look
I
at
just,
your hair.
you. So
I
you
just
actually
wanted-
backtracks everything. I regret
Yeah.
everything
I just
I
wanted them
said.
to know how much I care about you. Okay, Is that
That's
too
fine,
much?
but like.
Oh, and then how do I know Umar? I'll say that.
Yeah.
go around the
um,
table. Start
Umar-
with Umar.
Yeah.
I met when I was doing a prep. I met him at a gym with Justin Batterina because he's worked with Justin Batterina for a while now.
IFBB Pro J-Bats.
Yes, we'll do a.
Yeah,
He's right there.
Yeah.
Watching us, always watching us.
Always.
Really aggressively.
But yeah, I met him when he was training with him, and since then he's opened a clinic. I did some photo shoots with him, but we've been friends for a while now. And I'll show you after, once you're done with your intro. No, I'll show you now.
Might as well. What is it?
Dude, I've been waiting to show you this. Oops. So,
excited.
I don't know if you
Is it
remember.
gonna be anticlimactic? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real.
No,
upset.
dude, it's
We're on
awesome.
camera.
It's actually
This
awesome.
guy will hype something up, and then you just
I get
you get underwhelmed.
It's
gonna be a
actually
really
awesome.
genuine response. I'm so
Yeah,
scared.
he's-
Well, you go first. I'll let
What?
you-
You
just
gotta
gonna throw
show
that
him.
up.
All
You're
right,
not
all
gonna
right,
tell
fine.
me?
So during maybe our first photo shoot together,
Yeah.
it was definitely sometime in the summer.
Okay.
But I think at some point we started talking about life stuff or something like that, and we're like, "Yo, in like 3 years, let's get on a podcast together."
Oh wait, you
And-
told me
I
this.
do remember.
Dude,
told me
I
this,
literally
yeah. You
have it.
Screenshotted it.
I
You
have
told me
it
you
in
were
my
gonna
thing.
screenshot it. Life Update Podcast, June 21st. Is that when you put it in, or is
That's
that?
no, I
No,
put it
you
in
put
in
it in the
June,
day
and I was
of,
like, "Let's
yeah.
do it 3 years from now." And we're like, "Okay, let's do it this year."
Yeah, because
That's
he
crazy.
showed me
Isn't that
at
weird,
my
dude?
house,
So
yeah.
you put that in 2021.
It doesn't show me what date I put it in, but I
Okay.
put it in like
So you could
maybe
be lying completely.
2-3 years.
Just
I
for
could be
this-
lying.
just for
No,
this
but I remember.
the
I remember
fucking
him
moment.
specifically
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah,
that.
right.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, it completely went over my head. I didn't think we were actually going to do it, but
I know.
here we are.
And
That's
I
actually
didn't even,
wild.
I didn't even think about it. I found it after we
Yeah.
thought of the whole idea and everything.
Me and Chaz have been talking about it for what?
Yeah, Geo.
Yeah, you
Beers.
gotta
Why don't
say that.
We gotta start a podcast, dude.
Yeah.
I got some
Chad-
stuff to
Chad-
say.
Yeah, Chaz wanted me to like do everything under the sun. He was like, "Dude, you should just react to videos." He's like, "You're offensive. People are gonna love it." Or,
I mean, it's true. Like, just to get started, you
he's
know
like,
what I mean?
You should
gotta
just
start
do
somewhere.
something. He was like, because people are gonna hate you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you're right.
Because no one knows who Gio is. So
I'm a nobody. Yeah.
We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, Umar, you want to go?
Yeah, my name is Umar Nasir. Am I supposed to look at? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't looked at
We'll
the
figure
camera
you're,
yet.
out
you're the
one
only one
step
of
at a
both
time.
cameras.
It's all good.
Lucky.
Some of you know me as the local chiropractor. I've been doing this.
What else would they know you as?
I don't know. I really don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
honestly.
I thought
I've been involved in the
A
health
hero?
in the health and fitness scene since I was about 17. I'd say that's when I got my first personal training job. And then ever since then, I just kind of haven't
17?
looked back. Yeah, since 17, just been working with different populations from like 8 years old all the way up to like 80, and then decided to go to. I went to Drexel after I went to Camden County. What? And then I went to grad school and finished grad school in 2021 and opened up Asylum in 2022, I think, yeah. And then now we're
2
here.
years ago, right?
Yeah, so the clinic's like
'Cause
established.
2021 is when
So
I did my show, and you were still in the house.
basement, yeah.
Because
Little
that's when
A little bit closer, Gio.
a little bit closer.
Just a
There you
little,
go.
Not too much.
What about now?
That's good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sexy, silky,
It's silky.
silky. All right,
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, keep going. Tell us about
Yeah,
yourself.
and then
2022 is when.
2022 is when we opened, and now we're pushing almost 2 years now, and we got the gym side / the rehab side next door.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, kind of like the podcast, manifesting it all. So just the fact that we're here 3 years later is pretty wild.
Yeah, but what's your sign? That's what's really important. Like, what's your
Like
astrology
Cancer?
sign?
Like that type of, I'm a Scorpio, which everyone always
Yeah,
goes, oh, like,
afterwards, we're going to all go down the line and say our
Yes.
signs. And
Because that could be why we're here. It's because you manifested as a Scorpio, and that could be one of your traits.
dude, it's because of the crystals in my pocket. That's why we're here.
You actually have crystals?
No.
Okay,
It's the
damn.
rocks.
Chazz, you got crystals?
No, no.
You can tell us.
Jules got me on crystal. Oh, should I not say her name?
I mean,
Uh,
you can, but I mean, I don't think
yeah.
they're gonna look up every. I mean, they might. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, someone
Well,
that I know
you just got
me
your
on
girlfriend
crystal.
killed. Nice. R.I.P. Jules.
Anything else you want to say, Umar?
Not really. I mean, aside from that, you guys kind of covered how we met. I mean, we met
Yeah.
through mutual friends.
Yeah,
Just
we
leave it at
met-
that.
Yeah, we.
We'll like have a whole episode.
Really don't need to put that out there.
We'll have a whole episode of like Umar opening his business, and all that stuff. But for
Yeah, we'll
now,
dive more deeper into the
Yeah, it's
aspect
really,
of opening a quote-unquote gym and a business itself and what it kind of entails.
yeah. The
But I think the biggest thing that we wanted to talk about in introductions was just that we're 3 dudes that are kind of like nobodies for the most part, and we just have
Kinda,
regular
I think,
jobs.
I think you're the only one who could probably be a somebody because of the clinic.
Oh yeah,
Was on the news for
Huh?
like 20 seconds.
Yeah, you were
It was
on
on
the
the
news. Yeah,
Yeah, but
you're on the
it's
news.
like 20 seconds. It had
Dude,
nothing
look
to
at
do-
you,
wasn't
man.
20 seconds is a long time, and
So
Congratulations.
thank you. What about you? Let's go.
yeah, I mean,
Brown dude number 2.
it sucks because you guys have like all these nice stories.
Don't go that way.
and then-
Accolades.
Yeah, you guys are like, I went to college. I'm a nurse, and
All right,
just-
we got
yeah,
so we
well,
got
you-
2 formal educations and then 1 non-traditional.
it-
so
we'll
I think that's
yeah.
awesome.
We'll start with he's a dropout. He's a college
Yeah,
dropout.
that's what I'm saying. Like these guys are like, yeah, I'm a doctor and I help kids, and then I gotta be like, well, yeah, I dropped out of college and you know,
I built things. I hit hammers.
yeah, I'm a dumb blue collar guy. No, my name's Rabindranauth. I'm also brown, and yeah, I went to college for 2 years and
Couldn't handle it.
No. First of all, this is why my parents were even more upset with me.
Yeah,
'cause
I actually really don't know.
I
told you
dro-
he was gonna sit
The
up.
funny
No,
thing
no,
is,
no.
I've known this guy.
No,
for-
let me finish.
Didn't take that long for him to yell.
No, but what happened was, this is what I'm saying, is like, it's so funny because like when you say dropout, everyone always thinks the guy's an idiot.
Loser.
Guy couldn't fucking do math. What? No, but I dropped out, which is even worse, after I got a scholarship. And we went to the ceremony with my parents, so proud, so happy.
Just
And
had to
like,
let him down.
and then like a week later, I was like, I ain't going back. I swear to God. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah,
What?
I'm good. And they were like, why? And I was like, this sucks.
I don't know anything about it.
I
never
don't
asked
disagree
you about
with
it.
you. Honestly, if I didn't go to school for something very specific, I think school is an absolute waste of time.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I think you made 100%.
I mean, looking back at it and all the student loans I have,
Oh
dude,
my
I'm
God,
like, this
bro.
guy actually did it right.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
100%.
it's so fun. I mean, because one. I mean, my dad was a corporate guy too. I mean, he's go-to brown guy, director of IT and accounting at his job. you
Yeah,
know?
right.
So like, I didn't see my dad really do manual labor, or I didn't know a lot of people in manual labor growing up. And
Right.
then as I got older, I started looking into it, and I was like, you guys make bags.
Yeah, these guys. I remember you always telling me about like the guys that retire at like 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
50s.
guys got in at 20, left at 45. Go buy a house down in Florida.
So you dropped out of college. We'll start from that. I'm just saying.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to pin them against me. And they're gonna be like, this guy has no education. He dropped out of college.
Terrible.
You got to set it up so that way they understand your personality and why you are the way that you are throughout this
Why I'm
podcast.
so offensive because I've been in blue collar my whole
That's
life.
a nice way to
I'm
put
the
it.
most abrasive guy here.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I dropped out, and then I did electrician work for a good bit until I could get into the union. And then a really good friend of mine, his dad was in the union and had the in, and I joined the Boilermaker Union.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys don't probably know what that is.
No, I don't.
But yeah, Boilermaker Union. We're basically pipe fitters. We would do heavy construction. It was like welding,
Yeah, welding. I remember.
rigging, all that stuff.
When I first met you, I think you got your welding license.
And that was miserable. I was miserable. I made great money for a 21-year-old.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I ended up leaving Pittsburgh after 6 months, and I came back, and then I started doing tower work. So
Yeah, right. Damn. So how long you been doing tower work for?
since 2020.
Which is crazy because I'm so afraid of heights.
Yeah.
When
So
you
just so
post
you
stuff
guys know,
online,
I'm
it's
better
just
than these guys.
Then?
I'm more of a man.
In a lot of ways.
You know, these guys can't even stand on the ladder. And
We'll let the
I do
people,
the-
we'll
I
let
do
the
the
people
unthinkable.
decide.
It's true.
I do the unthinkable, and I go up 1,300 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, at some point, you guys, we'll post a picture of me on top of
Yeah.
Liberty One,
Yeah.
so they know.
So
They
just
know
put it
who.
up right here.
Yeah,
It is pretty wild.
right here.
He's not afraid of anything.
Yeah. other than my own emotions.
It's okay. It's okay.
With this blue collar came toxic masculinity. All right, guys, I won't lie to you.
Comes with the territory.
I won't lie to you guys. I'll be upfront.
Well, but we do have to put it for the record. Gio and I have very different cultural upbringings than what a lot of people might be used to.
Yes.
In
And me
America.
too. Me too. Really.
Chazz too. I don't know
No,
which
not
one
at all.
you're talking about.
Like classic white guy.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Hold up. Now that we're here.
Oh yeah, tell them
Tell
what
'em.
you are.
Tell the people.
because they're gonna think that.
Oh
Tell
yeah.
them what you are.
Let them know.
I want it to be a mystery though. Like I'm very mysterious.
I don't think people
Oh,
are gonna
yeah,
look at
you
you and be
do.
like, "I
So
wonder
like
what he is."
throughout
though.
the series, you can guess. People can guess what ethnicity I am.
I think you're gonna get like Korean or
Yeah,
something.
dude. I
'cause your
think I can
eyes.
see that, especially today. I feel like I'm extra.
Wait, that came out way worse than I thought it was gonna come out. But you know what I mean. Everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah,
it's
right.
not offensive.
No. It could be anything really.
I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah,
anything.
There's like a really large spectrum of like shades that you can't be.
Yeah, man. I guess. Yeah,
I'm not looking at you and thinking Pakistani.
you're thinking like man, like high testosterone.
Why?
High value man. It's kind of what you're saying.
Any of
I'm
those
thinking top
things.
G when I look at you.
Yeah.
Just thinking that.
I don't even care what the ethnicity he is. He's
Yeah,
just the top
this guy,
G.
just look at this guy and think, wow, inspiration.
Anything else you want to say? You're going to the.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
say
yeah. I
that
work
you're
in
going?
towers right now. It's miserable, by the way.
He loves his.
For the reason you guys have phone service. So yeah, you're welcome again. By the way,
Thank
Can't
you.
Can't scroll through your TikTok without me.
Thanks, Gio.
But yeah, no, I'm leaving that. Join the union again.
Oh,
Different
yeah.
union, electrician union. And then on top of that, yeah, just trying to not.
God damn it,
Dude.
Oh yeah, you're right. Try not to be miserable in this. You can bleep that out.
I'll
Yeah.
cut it.
Try not to. No, you don't gotta cut. You just gotta bleep it.
All
'Cause
right.
It makes it funnier. Make sure you put like a cool
Yeah,
noise.
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
right.
trying to be happy in this awful world we live in. All right,
Yeah.
that's
Fair.
what I'll say.
That's a great transition into talking about this awful world.
yeah.
What? That's what we're gonna start with. Are you kidding me?
Well, what other way do you want to take it? We have topics.
Talking
We've done
about this
our
awful, how
introductions.
awful the world is.
Yeah,
is where
dude, it's terrible, man.
I mean, yes, we
The-
want to get to like.
The
really-
podcast is called Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about Teletubbies.
Damn, it's gonna be that depressing though.
It's
No, it's not
depressing.
depressing. It's real. I
Real
mean, we're
world
talking-
problems.
Okay.
It has to be real. You can't just live in a
I know it
fairy
has to
tale.
be real, but it's like
Chazz,
people want to.
controversy makes Chazz uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable.
I'll bring flowers next time.
Yeah.
All right, well, fine then. If you don't want to talk about,
We'll start off on a positive note.
What? Yeah, which would be what?
I don't know.
Which will be what?
What do we have?
Yeah. What do we have?
Crippling depression.
No, the stuff that you wrote
Oh.
down. Good Lord. Keep pointing at it.
I wrote stuff down. Let me
We
look.
got
bringing
Okay.
All right.
Do we? Should we?
Well, what is it that we
All
want
right,
to
obviously people know that, I bodybuild. Well, I don't know if it's obvious. I don't look that big on camera.
Yeah,
probably.
dude, you're not.
It's obvious.
Just saying.
You gotta get up.
It's not that. obvious.
No, obviously, it's not obvious, but Umar works with bodybuilders. Me and Chazz met at a bodybuilding competition, so clearly we're in the industry. I help people. Umar helps people. Chazz doesn't help anybody.
Literally. Never mind.
Like
Never
we're
mind,
in
dude.
we're in the industry, and so we can start off like on a positive note. We'll talk about bodybuilding to make you feel like you're not an evil person or whatever.
Yeah, there we go.
What's your favorite era of bodybuilding?
Oh, that's a good one.
I know I got
That
so
is-
many.
I think we all
topics.
agree on this one, though.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I
should,
do-
and
I
if you
do.
don't,
Don't go there.
I'll fight you tooth and nail.
That's fine.
Go ahead. Fight me.
I asked you.
All right, fine.
think you
The
meant the
90s,
people.
easy. 90s,
Yeah.
definitely.
Why?
Just there was like the lineup was just insane. You had like the top 3 was no one could touch them. They could be placed in any.
It's not
Any-
true because they got interchanged a good bit.
Huh?
That's how competitive it was. That
Yeah.
the top 3 changed. Other than the one, the top 3 was changing.
Yeah, right.
You had Lee Priest, you had Sean Ray, you had Flex Wheeler, you had Kevin Levrone,
Yeah, but I
you had Chris
but,
Cormier.
But the thing is, you take like any of that, maybe like what top 5. You take any of them and put them in any other era. I feel like they'd be Mr.
smoking.
Olympia.
It's nuts.
Easy.
Yeah, they're smoking.
Easy. Obviously, like Golden Era, you can't really. It's hard to compare that. But like today,
Yeah,
just
those
put them
guys
in
were eating
today,
burgers and just doing jogs.
dude.
You know?
Like, ridiculous.
I also just like the philosophies and like the way people train and just how
Oh
they
my
all
God,
acted.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
yeah, there's drama always, but I do think that between training philosophies and like not everyone being a guru, like everybody was just literally doing their own thing, and everyone was bringing a hell of a package to the stage. So you couldn't really be like, oh, this person knows it all, this person has it all.
Yeah.
Like people were all doing their best, and it showed.
Yeah.
I know. Like, you ever look at those like videos back in the day? Like a lot of those guys trained in the same gyms, working out together. Some of them did. A lot of them like they weren't like, oh, I hate that guy, I'm competing. Like nowadays, especially in this industry, like and especially in this area, like Jersey, dude, everyone hates each other.
Yeah, right.
Everyone
Yeah,
hates each
Jersey's
other.
very cliquey for bodybuilding.
This is
if
like-
that hasn't
this
been
is-
prevalent enough already.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're like to preface, we're like all in the South Jersey like
Yeah, we didn't even
bodybuilding
tell
community.
people where we were
Yeah,
at.
right. Like we're based.
that's
out
why
of-
I just said Jersey.
Give them
I
the
mean,
address, please.
Yeah.
Give them the
Sorry,
address.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
honestly, they know there's a clinic.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
clinic, and you can
Yeah.
look it up
Problem.
online, so you know where we are. Find us.
Someone's just gonna show up one day. Like,
Yeah, this is tough.
But yeah, no,
this is tough.
We've all started in like the bodybuilding South Jersey community, and that's where we're based out of, and that's what we know about bodybuilding. But yeah, I feel like all of us through and through are like pretty heavy into bodybuilding. So
Yeah, we enjoy it for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, definitely. I mean, personally, I don't know. What for me, I think it was like 4th grade where I just started like
Really?
getting into it. Yeah, in terms
Yeah,
of
dude,
just
Really,
loving
fourth
it.
Crazy.
grade, dude?
Yeah.
I didn't get into
I didn't think
bodybuilding
about
until like
anything when I was
But that's what's
Yeah,
funny because when I
college.
talk to people that are like, so they're like, obviously like a lot of the newer generations gotten into bodybuilding the last 5-10 years. Like I'll throw some names at them.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, do you have any, like Andreas
Crazy.
Munzer,
crazy.
like one of the most conditioned guys of
All
all
right, Pizzle, dog.
Yeah,
Alright,
one of the most conditioned guys of all time. Or Thierry Pastel, like craziest physique, one of the craziest physiques I've
I
ever
think
seen.
Thierry Pastel's one of the most conditioned or the craziest.
No, one of the
Okay.
craziest physiques. Like just like his biceps are unreal. I
dude.
mean, just his overall
That
physique.
guy is nuts.
But like you'll throw those names out to these guys, and they'll just be like, "Who are you talking about?"
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
unless if you were a big celebrity in the last like 4 or 5 years,
Yeah, right.
most people that are getting into it now, and you can still love the sport and like obviously be passionate and be new to it. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. But I genuinely like I knew I was never going to compete in it.
Yeah.
It was just never a thing for me. I
Yeah, right.
could say that openly. I'm not a bodybuilder. I love to train, but
Yeah.
not my thing. Especially after the pec tear, I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm ever stepping on any
Yeah,
stage
right.
at this point. So for me, it was
Not
just
with
a
that attitude.
a,
man.
a
Come on,
love
dude.
for the sport. Got my first barbell set in like 7th grade,
Big
Yeah.
quitter
and
mentality.
then from there, just just kept pushing through and just found my way in
Gave
the
up.
industry.
Stop, dude, stop.
Dude just gave up, man. Didn't even try.
Yeah, continue. Shut
No,
up.
no, no. But
My
that's
bad, my bad.
that's my. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
No, go. Do your thing. My bad.
Yeah, get back on the topic.
Yeah, we were talking about 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah,
Why
he
it
just
was like-
mentioned a bunch of people. He's talking about how kids don't really know anything about the sport.
Yeah, there's just so many ways we can go.
Dude, you see
Let's-
people on TikTok, and it's like, I even see girls now, and they're like pinning themselves on TikTok.
I saw that the other
And I'm
day.
like,
This girl
on
goes. This girl puts literally
it's
needle,
just-
needle
but-
everything, and she goes, "Pinning is winning."
and it's
and-
just L-carnitine,
Oh, really?
which is a
Fine.
sub-Q pin.
Yeah, right.
But like, most people who are on the internet and see stuff like that take it for literal. I mean, you look at the way people look at the news, and you're just like, obviously, it's So
Yeah.
when people see that stuff, I just think it's insane.
Yeah, right.
Like
these-
that you've normalized it
Crazy,
so
dude.
much.
Dude, these people will put anything in their body if they think they have a fraction of a chance to look like Chris Bumstead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Carnitine's
so.
natty, yeah.
Carnitine, because it's naturally produced in the body.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those. I mean, so is test, but whatever.
But it's not artificially made.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that's okay. That's another conversation. How people like say what's natty and what's not.
Oh,
I
that's
think
fun,
anything
too.
that's going to affect your hormonal levels and, anything that deals with androgen is you're not
I mean, that's 100%. But I've seen people say that like taking creatine makes you not natty, and I'm like, that's wild.
those people are idiots.
Okay, that I could agree with. I'm not
That's
gonna say it,
silly
but-
as hell.
That's stupid.
Why won't you say it? What are we scared of?
No, I'd
Normal
rather
thing.
the
You
words
think-
come out of your mouth. I'll just reinforce it in my head.
Like, I don't understand. You think creatine is not natty? What is it, 97-year-old grandmother?
Well, that just shows how much people don't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's crazy.
Yeah, like creatine's natty. I mean, carnitine's natty. Like there's peptides and stuff too. I mean, people think that if you take TB and BPC, you're not natty, even though it's a recovery peptide.
Yeah.
You know?
That I don't understand. A lot of people don't. I think people don't even know what the definition of like natty or not really is.
I think once a needle gets involved, they're like, oh, that's not natty.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, he's taking B12 shots every morning, like, and they're like, that guy's juicing.
He's got to take insulin. I don't care if he has diabetes.
What's wrong with that guy?
So people's lack of knowledge is like a huge one when it comes to this industry.
Yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that.
there's gonna be a lot of deaths because of it, and it's sad to say, but like, I mean, that's what's gonna come from this industry with how, like, much people don't know or take the time to look in this stuff. Dude, Google's right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can look up a steroid. You can look up you can look up a peptide, a supplement. You can look up anything. It'll tell you what it does, what it doesn't do, how it affects you, and how long it's gonna last. You know, and what it's gonna do down the line.
Yeah, right.
And people just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I agree.
But they'll see a TikTok and like you got this dude covered in acne. It's like curling 100-pound dumbbells, and he's like, well, "This is sick. This is all I care about." And then people be like, "I can't believe he died." What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a very harsh reality. I mean, you take the most unstable generation of all time and then put in drugs.
True. And then how prevalent bodybuilding is.
It's
How
a good
how
thing he
popular.
said, by the way.
Yeah.
I like what he said. The most unstable generation in a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
I'd
most
say
fact.
so.
It's
I mean,
absolutely.
Even statistically, in the 90s, suicide, I think, was one of the lowest it was. And now we look at it, it's one of the highest it's ever been. And we know mental health is, like, easily the worst it's ever been. So you take that, a huge, what's it called, crazy, like, stardom and sensationalization of bodybuilding.
Popularity now.
Yeah, like, which is cool, but you really look at it, it's never been at this level. Like,
Yeah,
fitness
never,
was
dude.
never at this
And
level.
that's the thing too. Going back to like what you were kind of saying for a while ago. Now, when it was more centered and like all the competitors were competing together.
Yeah.
Like you'd see all these big names in the same gym. Now it's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You've got people in Germany, people like from all over.
Well, it was everywhere back then.
It was
too,
everywhere,
but it
yeah.
wasn't as
But like,
prominent.
at least in America, like all the American bodybuilders kind of trained together in the same area. All of it was centered in California.
Yeah.
Now it's like since it's all over the
Well,
US.
now we got, like, the prime hubs. Like, what would you say? You got
Dude,
the
it's
West
crazy.
Coast,
It's
you got
really-
Texas.
It's really crazy. how
Yeah,
much
I would
changed.
say
Florida.
probably.
Texas
I would say
is-
like
dude.
I would say
Texas is
Cali,
booming.
Texas, Florida, and probably like the tri-state area.
And like
Yeah.
Cali's kind of at the bottom of that.
Cali is.
Yeah, I would agree.
I can't think of a good.
I would say
from
the
what I've
north. I would
heard,
say the tri-state.
Well, I think a lot of that is also, I hate to say it, but I think political. I think people.
Oh yeah.
I
you're
think
probably
people
right.
have left
I
Cali
mean, yeah,
for
dude,
a lot of
'cause, I mean,
political reasons.
You have a life. We have to like how much it costs to live there and everything. Like these people gotta
I
live.
think $5-6
Especially-
a gallon
Yeah,
for
dude,
gas. You can't
and
get anywhere.
Bodybuilding is not a cheap sport.
This is the worst hobby you could
Yeah,
pick.
dude.
Also,
Like,
I
probably
say
one of the-
this
probably
through
one
and
of the least
through.
paying sports too,
oh yeah, absolutely.
in terms. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how popular it is now. Yeah, it gets less. It's not on ESPN.
So then-
it's not like how it used to be. You know,
So,
obviously.
well, a couple of years ago,
Well,
the Olympia was
stopped-
actually on
well,
TV.
well, the more people that
Yeah,
kept
remember?
dying,
Yeah.
they wanted to stop advertising that
Yeah,
because
right.
if you look at bodybuilders, which is crazy because people still, I don't know if people know this, which they should, every pro athlete does some type of gear.
oh yeah.
Every pro athlete.
It's very
Yeah.
common. I can't say
It's-
every
it-
statistically, but
yeah,
it's very
but
common.
All right, obviously not every, but I'm just
But
saying.
you're out. You're
I meant-
putting
I meant-
emphasis.
I meant-
every was in capital. Like,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
was just like, it's
No,
not
no, no.
everybody.
I meant like every sport has gear.
Yes,
That's a pro
yes.
sport.
Yeah.
Not like every athlete. Obviously,
Absolutely.
that's insane to say. But
But that's people's like misinterpretation of what steroids are, right? Like steroids aren't just everybody's gonna look like Arnold. Like steroids can be like endurance enhancing steroids.
Yeah.
Dude,
you
and
can
it-
have way other things.
that's the
And then-
difference too. Is like bodybuilders train to look a certain way, and athletes train to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have different looks.
And you're telling me with all the money on the line with professional sports, you're not going to take something that gives
you're
you
not
like
gonna, you're
a
not gonna,
little
you're
bit
not
of
gonna
an
do a
edge.
little
that's
extra
where my thought
TRT.
process- I think
Little
my
extra
thought process, all
TRT.
sports should allow it.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
already talking about the top 1% in the world
Dude,
that's
and-
like amazing at what they do, and it's only entertainment.
Yeah, dude.
Like there's no morals or values
And,
or
like,
whatever
dude,
at this
we're
point.
going-
Like just
No one cares.
We're going to
Yeah.
a football game. I want to see some freaks. I want to see some.
Yeah, people think that these 350-pound linemen that are training twice a day, running fast 60-yard dashes are natural. Are you kidding me?
Like I
Yeah.
want to see the freakiest.
just your
at-
recoverability, like to train at that level. It's
yeah.
like
It's the
insane.
highest level of the sport. You want to see like the highest
Yeah.
level.
Dude, I
of
want to see Barry
athleticism.
Bonds smacking home runs
Yes.
left and right. I don't want to see ground outs to third. All right, it's boring.
Well,
It's
yeah,
so
and talking about
boring.
world records, like we could completely blow them out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if we could go ahead and
It's so funny you guys are like indirectly advertising for steroids.
no, that's not what we said.
You guys are all like, yeah, I think everyone should do steroids.
Well, that's the other conversation. So that's no. Listen, from a health-based perspective, I think it's taking a huge turn. Like, look at HRT clinics popping up everywhere, right? So, like, and I've had clients that I've talked to personally where they've gone and done that, and they were like, I just didn't realize that this would affect such a big part of my life. Because the moment people hear like testosterone, hormones, this and that, or steroids, like they're immediately like negative. Well, no, it's like negative. Like I'm talking about the older populations. Like they have negative connotations to it. They think that it's going to be like bad side effects. And like yes, in a lot of cases, if you're doing those things without it being regulated, of course. But you go to a doctor and they're monitoring it. Like I've seen people's lives do a full 180.
Yeah, right.
Like, and I'm talking like 50, 60, 70-year-old people.
Yeah, I mean, you give a 6-year-old human growth hormone for a little bit, and they're gonna feel much better in no time. You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, seriously, it's called the fountain of youth for a reason.
No,
I mean,
I get that. Wouldn't be my first choice, but
no,
yes.
I'm just saying though, like
Got
that's
stem cells first, at least.
But I
way
get it.
more expensive,
Yes.
by
Yeah,
the
a
way,
little bit more.
astronomically more
You go to
expensive.
Turkey, isn't it cheaper in Turkey? Right? It's got to be.
I
That's
think
like
it, I
all,
think
like,
it's
surgical
Colombia. I
procedures,
think it's Colombia.
No, Colombia's the lead expert in the world.
That's what I'm
really?
saying. That's why people go to Colombia. I think that's
It's up like $30,000-$40,000 a procedure.
it's also and it's also cheaper in Colombia too. I'm pretty sure versus doing it in America.
I don't think so.
No,
No, I think like they're the lead experts in the world. Like all athletes
which
and
is
celebrities and stuff.
crazy, by the
Oh,
way.
Colombia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called BioAccelerator.
What the?
Yeah, so,
one of the guys who owns the
Lex Lewis went.
Yeah, he did.
the guy who owns Extreme Nutrition.
Dino.
Okay, name drop.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
But
He
yeah,
did. He
yeah,
told me
Dino
about that.
Dino went there.
Yeah, he did
went
tell
there
me
for
about
his
that.
knee.
He's doing his third one now.
Yeah.
Is he? I never followed up. How's he doing?
Honestly, his results were insane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've
Dude, that guy.
like looked up stem cells a lot, and I just like knew like there's like benefits and stuff. But
Yeah.
I didn't think that they could do what they did,
yeah, right.
and I was still skeptical. But at the same time, if you're gonna spend $40,000 out of your pocket,
Yeah, right.
it better do something.
So, Asylum Clinic is now offering stem cell.
I wish, dude.
Yeah, just so you know.
It'd be pretty crazy. Like
Shameless plug.
I do think that's the direction of like future medicine.
Yeah, right.
Just
I mean, you
stem
already
cells
talked about.
everywhere.
You already talked about. He's heavy into the IV, starting IV
Oh yeah,
Well,
hydration stuff like that.
Want to get into that, but we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes.
Yeah, right.
All right, so that was a pretty good one. I like that. That was the bodybuilding. We can dive into bodybuilding more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got topics, guys. Don't worry.
This guy's got topics.
We're not gonna get controversial because Chazz will cry.
Yeah,
but-
just not on the first episode. Maybe I don't want to cry. Please.
All right, let's talk. All right, we did favorite posing, bodybuilding, and posing.
Bodybuilding and posing.
Yeah.
What about it?
Wait, because we're on bodybuilding, I think we talked about this the other day. Calling yourself, so we were just saying bodybuilding's so big.
Yeah.
Can you just call yourself a bodybuilder?
No.
Because I think that's a problem, right? I don't think bodybuilding's that big. I think fitness has blown up and everyone's a fitness influencer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which most people are probably just genetically.
I mean, it's
more
tough,
than
dude.
them.
Because
It's tough. I mean, it's like-
that's a tough line to walk. Because
It's-
like, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna classify,
Wait, how is that a tough line? Because I'm not even a
Because-
bodybuilder, and I know, like, to me, like, I have a very like
Well,
rigid.
first of all,
definition.
you could break it into is someone who competes.
a bodybuilder?
or not
Like, do
compete
you
in
have to
bodybuilding.
step on stage to say you're a bodybuilder,
Right.
or can you
Personally, and this is coming from me, and obviously I've never stepped on stage. I think so.
Yeah.
I think you have to step on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Because like, what? Then you just train for a hobby. You're not.
Yeah, but still, you are
I
building your.
I understand to an extent because at a point I thought the same thing, but like it's hard to say because if you apply that to everything, then like
How?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
Dude, so I mean, Sam.
if
we'll
I
start about-
if I go to a boxing gym and I box and I train for boxing every single day, but I never step in a ring at a professional fight or an amateur fight, does that make me not a boxer?
100%.
I don't believe that. I don't agree with that.
How
mean,
can you, what grounds are you standing on? You train boxing. You
Right.
train boxing. You're
Yeah.
not a boxer. You have no record.
I mean, yeah, but that's tough to argue. I mean, it's
I personally, I don't, and I think it's super disrespectful to the people that actually are. No, you don't think?
yeah,
that?
but keep in mind you can have
so.
So you're telling me you'd rather have some dude who's absolutely shit at bodybuilding step on stage and he can come off stage looking like dog shit and say, I'm a bodybuilder.
If he's actively trying, yeah, 100%, dude. Because we're not determining
I think
how
that's
good.
more disrespectful.
Because we're
Yeah,
not determining how good it is. Well, you're talking about those people that have those transformation ones and they just let them on stage. Well, that's a whole other conversation. I don't understand why they do that at shows.
See, I think that's
Like
more,
the
I think,
train.
Like the transformation.
I think Summer Shredding's the only one that's done that.
No. I've been to a handful of shows where I've
Really?
seen people on
NPC
stage.
shows.
Yeah.
Well,
And just like people
I
that
had
have
no
made
idea.
it to a national show where I'm just like, they just had a big fat loss transformation.
Right.
And I'm just like, this is super disrespectful to the athletes and to the sport.
Shout out to Umar Fat Shaming.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Is
it
that
sounds
what I'm
like.
saying?
Umar.
No, I just
No,
don't think.
I
think
get
it's a
what he's saying,
competitive sport, and I
absolutely.
think you're coming into it.
So
We're like,
I agree
Is-
completely. I think it's a slap in the face to the sport to step on stage not looking the part. I'm not saying you have to be the best. I'm not saying you have to be the most developed, the most shredded,
Sure, 'cause
whatever it may
everybody
be.
can't win.
But you have to look at least like you tried to be the part. I'm talking about these guys who step on stage have no business being up there. Never look.
Yeah,
like
that's
they,
a different
Never look like
conversation.
they
Yeah,
did
it's
an
different.
ounce of
That's
that's
just
a
cardio.
like
different
down to genetics
conversation.
and stuff.
Yeah, I think
But-
somebody stepping on stage not being ready for it is a different conversation.
No, I'm
saying-
talking about completely not ready. Like
Okay.
I agree. There's a
yeah,
lot of people.
I think
like
that's
that.
disrespectful. I
You
think
see that at every show at least once or twice.
But I think it's a question of, is bodybuilding more so a lifestyle than it is competition?
that's
Now
true.
you're now
live
you're,
like
now
a
you're going
bodybuilder.
into the is it a sport or not?
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
that's what I was gonna say.
There
Like,
we go.
first of all, you got
That's-
to determine if you think bodybuilding is a sport or not.
Do you?
Dude, I might.
I
go
want
with-
your guys' opinions first on this one because like,
It's
you
tough
guys
'cause
obviously
I
stepped in. it.
had a strong opinion about it for a while,
Yeah.
and then like I kind of don't.
Yeah, I feel like
anymore.
you'll get shit on by like the
Yeah,
pros
dude.
and like other people because they're gonna be like, oh, like this.
Well,
and
no,
that.
no, because like for a while I said bodybuilding is the hardest sport in the entire world. Mentally,
See, that I
It
don't
definitely-
agree with.
You don't agree with it?
No.
I think so. I mean, scientifically, yes. Other than bodybuilding, baseball is the hardest sport, and that's been proven. It's the hardest thing to do is to hit a fastball. That is the
Dude,
hardest
seriously,
thing. It's the hardest
I
thing to
could
do is to
never-
hit
What
a
is
95.
determining
ever.
hardest?
Huh?
What is determining hardest?
It
'Cause I'm almost positive.
takes the most
I'm
out of
almost
your
positive
body.
boxing has always taken number one.
No, it hasn't.
Boxing?
Yeah.
It was proven scientifically on
Really?
ESPN.
You're
by the-
talking from a skill point standpoint.
Yeah,
to hit
I'm
a ball,
talking.
that's
I'm
different.
talking about the hardest sport. The hardest sport and the hardest thing to do in a sport is to hit a fastball.
Yeah, that's like, but that you're just talking about one task in a sport. Same thing with
And-
being a goalie. Blocking a penalty shot is one of the hardest things to do. So now, if we're gonna take that and say soccer's harder
Yeah, but
than
if being a
bodybuilding,
goalie was that, no, I don't. No.
And it comes down to a lot is how much is skill. How much is skill in bodybuilding? Is bodybuilding a skill you can acquire?
yes, I think there's a huge component of skill in bodybuilding
Yeah,
that people
I
don't
knew
talk
you're-
about.
I
Wait,
knew
so
you'd
are you
agree with
saying that
that.
it's a sport or not?
I wanted to get both your
Dude,
opinions because
oh,
I have a
before
really
you
hard.
wanna just copy
When
us?
you
Before
guys,
shit
well,
on
no,
us?
listen, out of respect, I've never competed,
Dude.
and I've never like put my like.
The thing
time
is
into
that I
that to
think,
even say it.
like I said, there's a part where part of me used to say bodybuilding is the hardest sport to do. I mean, physically and mentally, I think it is the most draining and most difficult and most dangerous sport that you can do. I think there's no question
I
about
think we've
that.
lost way more in other sports if we're gonna talk
Yeah,
dangerous.
dude, fucking.
Bro, people
sorry,
literally
no
die
swearing.
in the ring.
People die in bodybuilding.
Sure, but I'm saying significantly more.
How many
have
more?
died.
There's more people that have died in bodybuilding than have died in a ring.
Oh
Dude,
no,
no.
no way.
And also
Boxing's been
football,
around
bro.
way longer.
Football.
Well, yeah,
Concussions?
Concussions, CTE.
Boxing's been around way longer. So yeah.
And just the population. Boxing's a worldwide.
How many
thing for the
boxers do you know that
longest
have died in the past 5 years?
I don't
time.
know,
I
dude.
could-
I don't
we could
follow
Google
that.
this.
But how many do you? No, but how many?
Personally, it's not
how
about
many,
knowing personally.
Jamie,
But
pull
that's
that
the
up.
thing.
Jamie, look
But
that
we're
up.
in
Yeah,
the,
but
we're
that's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
fitness scene. That's why it's so prevalent to us.
What
if
do you
we weren't
mean?
in the bro, if you ask a general population person, like,
Rich
yo,
Piana was all over everywhere when he died.
we could step outside and ask somebody who Rich Piana is, nobody would know.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
true.
No,
That
that's
dude's a
true.
god
We
amongst
know.
men.
Yeah, he's a walking god.
We
That
know
dude, that
because
dude's a
of us.
national hero.
We know because of us. It's crazy. 5%.
that guy was speaking knowledge, dude.
My hero.
Whatever the case is, it's hard. I have a really hard time determining it because I don't want to say it's not a sport to like disrespect people, but I'm saying like, what are you using as a parameter to measure what a sport is?
I mean, I
you're
guess
gonna
it-
show
I guess
some
it- I
level
guess
of
it-
athleticism.
Well, keep in mind, they think NASCAR is a sport, right?
Right.
There's no athletic ability in NASCAR. It's all fast twitch
Talking down
muscles.
all the
And,
drivers out here.
but I mean, it's not like a.
I get
You're
what
not
you're
playing
saying.
basketball. You're
Yes.
not boxing.
Yeah.
You're not really using like excess physical force. It's more fast twitch muscles and like the ability to have good hand eye and whatever. I don't know how to
Sure.
what
I get
the
what
fuck
you're
it takes to
saying.
drive.
Yeah.
But it's a
It
sport.
does take a lot,
But it's a
I will
sport.
say it's cool. I respect it.
It's pretty cool.
This dude's trying so hard not to get backlash.
It's like-
First of all, NASCAR
I don't want
sucks.
I don't want
all right?
NASCAR.
When am I gonna
people.
NASCAR
First of all, I'll say it. NASCAR sucks. All right, I don't know what people started being scared to have their own opinions. It's the most boring thing in the world, and anyone who likes it, the only people I know who go to NASCAR go there to get shit faced and drink.
That's true.
I've never seen
People do that for a lot of sports. Just saying.
Yeah, but that's
That's true
literally
also.
it for
Yeah,
NASCAR.
dude.
And the worst part is, and this sucks, is that people
And
go
you
to
don't see people going to bodybuilding shows to get shit faced.
That's true. People go there. I don't know why people go to
Like, why would you go?
I couldn't even tell you. But yeah, NASCAR, boring.
Yeah.
All right. It shouldn't even be considered a sport. I'd
Yeah.
pull it out completely, but there's a whole demographic that's like, drive in a circle, So like,
So like, this is my take on it. Like, if I don't call it a sport, I call it a very intense hobby.
so what? So do
Okay.
you? So let's say, do
Very
you
intense
consider?
hobby?
How else would you? What
Are you
else?
gonna abbreviate that? Very intense.
Well, do
hobby.
you consider NASCAR a sport?
I don't really think about it like that.
Well,
Well,
we're
then what do
asking
you
you
think?
now. Or you can develop a thought right now.
I'm gonna say it's a
sport,
sport.
isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say it's a sport.
Yeah, I was gonna say based
So
off.
if I think it
there's
takes
there's a board that literally regulates that stuff, and I think
Right.
because they've
There's a-
gone through
There's a
that,
federation. For
there's a
bodybuilding.
federation for bodybuilding.
it's a nonprofit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's literally a nonprofit.
They get a lot of profit though.
Oh yeah, we all know about that. But I'm saying it's literally a nonprofit. It's
But
not
there's- but
regulated
the
by
same-
any
but-
like governmental aside from its own federation.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even more unqualified, in
Yeah.
my opinion. That's
Yeah,
why I call
yeah.
it a very intense hobby. Listen, it's not to say it takes away from any of the work, and for anybody that does get offended, that's just a personal thing. But it doesn't take. I know how insanely hard it is. I'm very up close and personal with it with a lot of people. But that's just I'm looking at it from a very logistic.
No, I mean the government thing. I mean, I guess if that's
The NFL is like one of the most It's its own government.
Yeah.
Literally, it's so powerful.
yeah, I mean the big sports like that are generating not like amount of revenue.
Sure,
like
but
that,
so
like
is
boxing,
NASCAR.
UFC, all
NASCAR,
that.
Like the amount of money that they pull is insane.
Listen, I can't talk about NASCAR.
get
I
it.
can't. I
We
can't
can
even
move on.
believe.
Okay,
When did this
we
become a
could go-
NASCAR
Yeah, but you-
podcast?
sorry, we could go
NASCAR
to Formula
sucks,
One.
okay?
What about Formula One? That stuff's insane.
Sucks,
Oh,
too.
that's crazy.
That's pretty
Nah.
cool, dude.
It's cool, but
pretty
like,
cool.
how? When's the last time you put it on?
I watch like
Get
reels.
the
I
fuck
watch,
out
like,
of
reels.
here! It's so cool. I never watch it. Get out of here! I'm so tired of that, dude. There's no way.
This is crazy. No, the research that goes into that stuff, and like they actually.
Brad,
have to-
how much time do you spend looking at Formula One stuff?
I appreciate
It
this.
can't be that cool then.
It's pretty cool, but yeah, I
me
never
up.
watched it.
It's the worst thing ever. It's like people are like, "Star Spangled Banner is my favorite song." Really? Is it on your?
But-
Is it on your phone? Do you listen to it regularly?
How niche do you think? Never mind. We're gonna get off the topic of NASCAR. We're not talking about NASCAR. We're not.
We
Talking
were on
about,
bodybuilding, a sport or not. I gave you my say, and that's what it is.
I agree with that. You know, like I said, I obviously being a bodybuilder and doing it and feeling miserable like everyone else. I mean, yeah. You tend to feel like this is a sport. I mean,
But
and
is it going to war? Are you going to war?
Oh, that's the other thing. Well, we could go on to that one.
people, man.
Is
Oh
yeah,
my
we
it
can
God.
talk
healthy?
about this forever.
It's obviously not
no.
healthy.
Okay, yeah,
Bodybuilding is probably the most unhealthy sport you can do.
Yeah, mentally.
That I can agree with.
From all aspects.
From all aspects, physically,
From an
mentally,
actual health standpoint,
it's terrible for
I
you.
think, I don't think it really pertains to.
It's
Fulfill-
It's absolutely.
It has
terrible.
healthy lifestyle qualities.
It has healthy lifestyle traits like
Habits,
things.
whatever you wanna call it.
Habits like
Right.
eating whole food meals, getting
Routine.
your routine,
Training.
discipline, structure. You know, the ability to eat clean foods and say no to bad foods. Those things are great, but when you
But
take
you
it to an extreme,
crank it up to the extreme, dude.
and then you add in drugs, you add in
too much, like so much protein.
yeah, you're adding in a crazy
Kidneys.
amount of protein. Yeah, and then your kidneys are failing, your liver's failing.
Even
all
just
this
from a
stuff.
natural standpoint.
And that's
Even
from
if you're a natural.
And that's all physical. Then from a mental and a social standpoint, you sacrifice everything.
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like-
you got guys who never have kids. You got women who will never have kids. You got women who haven't had their period in years because of bodybuilding.
Yeah, dude.
It's not
Relationships
healthy.
go away. With whether it's family, significant others,
Yeah.
friends, whatever you
Dude.
want to call it. Like it is. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that you're sacrificing. But it's still your choice in
Yeah,
doing
dude.
that. Like
My head is so
it's a
messed up
privilege.
now, dude. I put mustard on everything. I put mustard on everything.
Yeah, you're disgusting.
I'm
eating it,
disgusting.
dude.
What
Yeah,
happened?
what's
My
wrong?
taste buds are messed up. I don't know who I am
Can't
anymore.
even live life.
I can't even live life normally.
It is,
No,
though.
dude.
You
it's-
put mustard on everything,
Dude, I love mustard on everything,
I like them on hot dogs.
bro. No, okay.
Yeah, thanks,
Oh.
Umar.
What? Just a glizzy with some relish.
Yes, we're not talking
And
about
mustard?
that though. I'm
Talking
talking about like
this dude's putting mustard
Sorry,
on
I
his
forgot.
cereal.
Bodybuilder. You can't have hot
nah,
dogs.
maybe not that far, but yeah.
Yeah, this guy's
But
gonna be
yeah,
on like
dude,
My Strange
it'll-
Addiction.
it'll, like-
I put mustard on everything.
It'll
I can't control myself. Bodybuilding did this to me.
But yeah, dude, it's like it takes everything from you.
Yeah, 100%.
It takes everything from
I
you.
mean, it really does.
I
though.
mean,
Like,
yeah,
really,
it's
like,
not a
if-
normal life.
If you want to be competitive, and I think that's where a lot of people are delusional. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much delusion in this sport.
Yeah.
If you want to be competitive, you have to be ready to sign off. Like I said, and I
Yeah.
posted the other day.
Turn this chair
Walker
over,
posted a picture, and you saw the 11-year transformation. If you aren't willing to sign away the next 10 years of your
Yeah,
life,
you
there's
did
just
say
no
that.
way you'll be at the top.
Yeah, right.
That to be at the top, you have to be willing to actively say it, like 18, 19 years old, that I'm going to do this for the next 10 years. By the time I'm 30, I'll probably be at the top. But I have to give up everything
Yeah,
until
dude.
that point. There's just no other way. I don't believe it. Like, and people are so disrespectful that, like, if they do well for the first 2 years, they think it's guaranteed.
I'll be there
Yeah, dude.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
and it's so hard because it's like, I mean, like, at what point do you know that, like,
Well, keep in
I
mind,
can be successful at this?
keep in mind, you got a lot of coaches who are money grabbing these people. They're like, you did well at
Yes.
your local show,
You
man.
just took a
There's
huge
Let's
hit up
left
Na-
turn
let's
into
hit up
coaches.
nationals,
Let's go ahead.
dude.
Let's go ahead. Start.
Dude, you just won a show with 3 people in your class. Let's go to fucking nationals.
dude, and I've done that before, you know? I've gone and said, I'm just gonna go for the experience. That's it. Like you literally
Yeah,
told
you know
me,
what that
Jim,
experience was? Sadness.
failure.
Yeah. Sadness.
we think
Sitting
that
in the back
coaches-
watching the other guys get called out.
Dude, that is brutal, man.
Yeah,
That is so brutal.
And then you look at your bank account. You're like, I just spent $1,200 for a weekend, and I
But
got absolutely nothing out
it's
of
kind
it.
of like a vacation, except none of the fun
not.
stuff.
Yeah,
Do we think coaches use pushing experience as a money grab?
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's great that you say that because I never really took that perspective.
I mean,
That's
not
what
like
well,
not totally. I mean,
Keep in
maybe,
mind,
like,
most coaches.
To some
co-
extent, I think it's justified. You
Yeah.
do need to get on stage to know what it's like,
Yeah.
what to expect, what your baseline is,
Right.
and then build from there.
Yeah.
But to do it consistently, like, bro, how much more experience do I need to get to
Yeah, I
fail?
suck.
Yeah.
I suck, coach.
I failed
right?
3 times. I learned the second time. Like, if you
Yeah,
don't learn
right.
the first time, then that's on you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I mean, keep in mind, a coach's job, and most coaches are trying to live off of this. They're trying to coach and make a living off of it to support
Really,
themselves.
you think most coaches are trying to live off of it?
Yeah.
Dude, what?
I mean, how many people do we know who have left their
It's-
jobs
it's
after coaching and are
Awesome, dude. They work from home.
like, they work from home?
They get a
Yeah, but
check in. What?
No,
like,
but what I'm saying is, I feel like a lot of them, like, it's a side hustle.
no.
No,
No,
a lot-
dude,
A lot
people
of
wanna
people.
go
I know multiple people.
I know
who have
people
left.
want to, but whether or not they can is a different story.
But now it's so almost easy to.
Yeah, it's easy.
Okay.
I mean,
You get a
you-
couple clients. and
Yeah,
then
you get a couple clients, and I mean, if you don't really have bills or something, I mean, you're making. Say you make.
How do you not have bills in 2024?
Dude, what do you mean?
I
we
mean,
live in the
yeah.
softest generation ever. Half these people live at home. Most of these bodybuilders who are doing national shows and putting all this money into it and thinking that they're going to be the next big thing are
Yeah,
living at home
So that's the other thing, really quick. What's the cost of, like, doing your prep?
I'm gonna take a piss.
right
Just
now.
gonna do
Yeah,
that right
I'm
now.
sorry, guys. You
All
keep
right,
talking.
so we'll go ahead. Brown on
going.
brown.
Brown.
Gio?
It's like the nastiest porn category,
Whoa,
ever, dude.
really? I don't know. I thought
Really? Just the way you said it, it just sounds dirty. It's expensive. I mean, and it also depends. I mean, if you're a big person and you're paying that amount of food, I mean, your grocery bill will be $600 a month alone. $500, $600, depending on what you're eating. You know, if you got to eat grass fed, if you have allergies. I mean,
So let's say let's draw this out for the people that don't know. So we're gonna get into a prep. How long is a prep? I know how long prep is.
a good prep is
Yeah.
16 to 20 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
Easily.
So what's that?
It's 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months. Okay, so averaging around $600 a month just for like food.
And we'll
If
do
you're
on the
eating a
lower
good
end.
amount.
We'll do a 4-month prep.
4-month prep, 600 for 2,400. Then let's talk miscellaneous is what we'll call it.
We'll talk about a gym membership.
That's not what I was going for, but okay.
I mean, I was gonna say you got to pay for a gym membership. You got to pay for.
All right,
You
so
gotta
on
pay for-
average, gym memberships, what, like anywhere 30 or 50 bucks, right?
Yeah.
Let's go in the middle. Let's go 40, 44. So let's go.
And most of these people are going to places to pose. You have
Yeah.
to factor that. It sounds silly because it's such a small payment and small
we're around
detail.
like
but
2,500. Then you need
Yeah.
a coach. How much is it for average on a coach?
nowadays with coaching, I mean,
Let's
you're
go
looking
a
at
decent
about
coach.
$200 to $300 a month.
Yeah, so that's I'd say for a local coach, 200 to 300 is probably around the price ranges
Yeah,
that I've
okay,
seen.
dude.
Not me though, guys. DM me for information.
No, we're breaking down how much a prep would cost, so don't go off on that yet. You can come back to it. 'cause
Okay,
I know
got
what
it,
you're gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but not
Okay.
me though, guys. You can DM me and we'll.
Gio's
It's
500
only like
minimum.
$550 a month.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So average to 200 to 300 for a coach, probably more in my opinion.
And then
I think
you- and
local
then-
coaches are pushing it up now.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, so let's say 300 over 4, it's 1,200. So we're at 2,500, 1,200. Okay, so what's that? My math is not mathing right now. So that's at 3,700.
Yeah.
So at 3,700, and we haven't added in those miscellaneous things that.
He's talking about steroids.
No,
guys. He's talking about steroids. If you're an unnatural bodybuilder and you're thinking of doing steroids, a good chance you're going to spend at least $2,000 to $3,000 on gear alone
throughout your prep.
throughout your prep.
Okay, so we went
Hey.
from 3,700 to now 5,700. Let's say 6,000 estimated.
Yeah.
That's not including how much. Like,
And-
for a
and-
female, you got out like your bikini and your
Yeah.
heels, which could
that's
easily
like
be
$1,000
right
there.
there.
Yeah.
For males, I'd say like you can spend anywhere from like for shorts.
And
or
even
for,
if you take that out, you're sitting at let's say you're a bodybuilder and you're not natural, you're sitting at around what $5,500 maybe. We'll say 6,000.
no, we said estimated at 6, and you
6.
haven't gotten an opposing
and then
coach.
and then yeah, let's say you don't even get a opposing coach. Now let's go to the show. You got to pay an NPC card or an OCB card just to compete.
Yep.
Then you got to pay for every class entry, which is about $125 a pop now.
your
Yeah.
coach, if he wants to come backstage.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then you got to pay your coach because you're not giving him enough money.
Yep.
And then
They just need more.
yeah, and then what you do, and then you're looking at what a $700 day, just a day.
That's
alone.
not a hotel either.
That's not
Or
a hotel
tanning.
or tanning.
You're
Or,
talking
or
a
even
show-
airfare if you needed
A
it.
show weekend's what?
Or
Average
airfare.
1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah, easily.
So that's 1,000, 1,500. We were at 6,000. We're at 7,500 already. That
Is this-
wasn't factoring in the bikini yet for a female and their
Oh, dude,
shoes.
so
So like
nuts.
that's
It's
insane. The whole
crazy.
prep, we're talking like almost around 8,000.
Well, give or take.
now.
I mean, give or take. It's probably around the same because a female's not going to do the amount of drugs that a dude's going to do. Probably.
And this is
Yeah.
if you're doing it, I'd say properly, quote unquote, right? We didn't even talk supplements, right? On
Yeah,
average, I'd
yeah,
say
right,
you
no.
guys are taking
Pre-workout, protein, glutamine,
100 to
creatine.
300 a month.
I would say probably like 200 a month.
Okay, so 200 a month over.
Well, now that I work with Primal guys.
Yeah. Yo, drop it.
Yeah, go get your supplements at Primal Nutrition. We have 5 locations in Jersey.
There we go.
That was good. That was a good.
You
plug.
like that one?
That was really
Was
good.
it smooth?
It
Like velvet?
sounded
Right in there.
velvet, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Silk.
to cut that. I'm post that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at almost 8 Gs, 9 Gs.
Yeah, damn.
That's crazy for.
Yeah,
a
I don't
prep.
like talking about it loud. It makes me feel so stupid.
That's like, but that's
sounds
local. That's
rough.
local, regional show, maybe national. Like
possibly not. Not if you add in a flight. Not if you're adding in a flight to get to nationals.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're adding in a probably a more expensive hotel because it's nationals and they up it. You
Yeah.
know, if you have to rent a car, I mean, you're adding in a.
And
Long story short, guys, it's mad expensive.
Yeah,
all right,
crazy.
it sucks.
Like you gotta have money set aside, and this isn't even factoring in like just because of my world. Like you're not even like
Body work. We
recovery
even say,
stuff.
yeah,
like,
Dude,
that's
yeah,
like,
that too.
body work.
If you
And
get
that's-
heavily into
that's
it,
another thing too.
yeah.
Over the last 5 years, bodywork is the price for bodywork has increased a lot.
Yeah.
We were just talking
because it's in such high demand.
to Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, your friend, who
Yeah.
charged I don't even know what it was, like 80 or something.
Alex charged like $60.
Yeah,
So I think
60
is, in my opinion, for like what he does, I think is undercharging.
Yeah,
Charge
dude.
$1 a minute. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what he
That's
did.
crazy to me. Well, it also depends on what your overhead is, right? Like, because like from personally,
He had none.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
so that's
none.
what I try to tell people. It's like, dude, I have
he
so
had
much
none.
money invested in this place.
Yeah,
that, like
right.
when I charge people what I charge, I'm like, I don't see any of it.
Yeah,
really.
the
I
sauna.
haven't seen any of it in the last 2 years
Yeah.
almost. So I try to tell people that.
Dude
like,
comes in a Bentley tomorrow. I haven't seen it.
well, that's one thing I always told myself I would never do because
Dude,
people see me rolling up like that, they're gonna
They
be like,
gave me
"Damn."
this.
This was a gift.
So yeah, so like if you don't have anywhere from like 7 to 10 grand to spend for an entire,
If you're an
prep,
adult
not
and
ready
you live
for it.
at home, yeah, you could do it. All right,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is what most of these kids are. I mean, most of these people, they live at home. They're like 30 years old. They're like, I'm gonna get it. This is it. This is my year. I'm gonna be him.
This is
And
it.
then they lose again.
Delusion. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Delusion in the sport.
It's hard to talk about.
I mean, dude, you
Why?
got guys who have
'Cause-
never stepped on stage coaching people. You got guys who've never walked the walk, never even done a thing, posing people. I mean, the delusion in this industry alone. I mean, like I said, you got kids who are pinning El Carntinos like, I'm gonna look like C-Bum tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like the delusion in this industry
Yeah,
is
right.
insane, and it's a lot of insecurities in people, and they just don't know how to deal with it nowadays. And they
Yeah.
look for whatever outlet they can find,
Right.
and this is what's popping up the most on their feed.
Oh, yeah,
and then
you're
they're
right.
like, "This is it. This
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna grab onto."
I can
All
look
right.
like
So while
this
we're
guy.
talking a whole lot of shit, did you ever feel like you went through a delusional stage? I definitely did
No.
a training.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I did 100%, dude.
I
feel
knew.
like everybody
dude, I
that
qualified.
gets into it.
I
At some
qualified
point.
for nationals.
No, I don't mean from a bodybuilding standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't mean from like a competing standpoint. I mean just like this, what the sport can do because it's a huge confidence
yeah.
builder. Like you
Yeah.
definitely like have a change in like.
Well, yeah, your
who you are.
your hormones are changing constantly. Even
Yeah.
naturally, your hormones change. Like there's parts where I was like, dude, I'm gonna be there in a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
this is it.
I'm just saying why you talk shit on all these
Look,
people.
look, look.
Just gotta also acknowledge that we've probably gone through it ourselves too.
Yeah,
I just hope we're
yeah,
mature
but
enough
there's
to
people.
realize
There's
it.
people who never pull themselves, and me
Look-
going through it is me having that thought,
Dude.
and then like a second later being like, nah.
And like looking back on it, like in retrospect, like I'm so much harder on myself
Great word.
than yeah, right. I've been writing a lot of letters
Guy,
lately.
this guy went to college.
I went to college. Right?
Didn't
I
drop out.
graduated. I got
2 years I didn't get. He got
All right, say what you're
vocabulary.
gonna say.
and what was I saying? You interrupted me. In retrospect, yeah, like I'm like, let's say it one more time.
So you guys know.
In the past,
yeah.
looking back,
In retrospect, like super hard on myself, obviously, and like just thinking, yeah, it was delusional to some points.
yeah.
Like especially like going to nationals and stuff like that. And like Gio, I think definitely held back in some regards, and he was like a little bit.
Say how mean I was to him.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I'm saying it for you. Like you knew how competitive you were
yeah.
and stuff like that. And I think, yeah, it's definitely hard sometimes to think about all the money I put into it, all the time I put into it, and the payoff.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's a harsh reality we live in, man. I mean, you look and you're like,
But-
yeah, I can get there, and you believe in yourself, and even though like you're doing what you can or you're doing the best you can, I mean, like you said like you said in the beginning, we're all normal guys.
Yeah,
we work
yeah.
normal jobs. Like
Yeah.
for me, my last prep I did while I was climbing 800-foot towers.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
And
like some people just wake up and get to go to the gym and they still can't make
Yeah.
it, and you
But
know.
the thing is, I do love it. I do love it, man. I love it so much. I love the posing. I love the discipline of it. I love doing what like other people probably couldn't do. Like I really love the sport, obviously, and it's not. I would never say it was a complete waste of time. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I can see that. I think the one thing
passion.
when I've trained,
Yeah,
when I
it's
trained with
passion.
you, like
That's
you
all it
train a
is.
lot of the ways that I trained when I was younger. So like that's like where I was, because I pulled from the same guys you pulled from.
Right. Yeah.
So like when I see you train, like when we hit legs the other day, like I was like, this is exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like,
that's a good. When you say pulled from the same guys, when you look back at training, who were the guys that you looked at and you were like those guys? Like
Franco Colombo, Danny Padilla.
Padilla.
Sorry. Okay. I
A little bit
apologize.
of ethnicity.
Serge Nubret.
That's some.
Those were huge guys for me.
Yeah.
Bob Paris.
That's who you looked at training for.
Training for.
Okay.
And then I also liked Casey Viator, Mike Menser.
Dude, Casey Viator was sick.
Colorado
He was
Experiment.
crazy.
Colorado
Yeah, dude.
Experiment. One
That
of the
was
craziest things ever.
crazy.
So, like, I just think, like, that kind of stuff, like, because Casey
See,
Viator
I go the opposite way. Like not the opposite way, but I have different. I look at different people.
for
Someone
training,
Yeah.
really? Because I feel like that covers both spectrums. You have super high intensity, and you
But
have a lot of volume.
You're a
But I-
competitor, and
I look
so,
at the more so like the mindset of these people too. Like,
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
I'm talking like the Dorian Yates and the Tom Platts and
Yeah.
like just
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
The
Sean and
intensity
the
and
Sean
passion.
Ray
Yeah, yeah.
and the Sean Ray. Like you
Sean
see
Ray.
you see training
You-
videos of Sean Ray and that dude was locked in. You would thinking he eating a bottle of Adderall when he stepped in the gym. I'm being serious, dude. Like
Yeah,
you
right.
see videos of him, like that dude's just staring the whole time and just
Yeah.
every rep.
It's-
And Lee Priest. Lee Priest is one of my favorite.
I will say
Go
we
watch
still
videos
get
of Lee
that.
Priest.
dude.
Every rep looks the same.
Yeah,
I,
dude,
I
it's
will
true.
say we do get that today, but just at the top level.
And it's hard
Yeah.
to say with some of them because, like, dude, back in the day with these DVDs, like they didn't get.
Dude, you're not
They-
getting Dorian Yates today.
Yeah, no. But
What,
I'm saying like
intensity?
some of the other guys, like some of the other guys that were in California,
Or the
and stuff,
Ronnies.
they played it up for the camera.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything. You look at influencers; they post that TikTok where it's like my girlfriend hurt me, and it's like the last rep.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's
And
so
they're
funny.
That
shaking.
stuff is wild.
Dude, the ones that make fun of it,
This is
it's hilarious.
just people putting their relationship out there to the world is crazy to me.
You know what it
Yeah.
is too? Is like a lot of people turn to this because they got broken up with because they'd
Yeah,
rather
right.
just not deal with it like a normal person.
Yeah, right.
I
Absolutely.
mean, I'm guilty when I went to a break. Dude, I was in high
Hey,
school.
dude, same here.
Yeah, I was in high school and I
Everybody
was
goes
like,
through that. There's a reason you found your way to the gym. If it wasn't for a genuine
Yeah.
love for the gym,
well, I mean,
something
dude, the
probably
reason
took
the
you
reason
there.
I got into the gym, and other than I was always in the gym and I was training for sports. I played baseball very heavily, and
Yes.
the reason I got into the gym is because, dude, I still am. I'm a nerd. Like I liked superheroes growing up,
Yeah,
and like
dude,
you look,
yes.
you look,
know, you got him that birthday present.
Yeah.
yeah,
See?
yeah. You look at superheroes, and they were all like. Dude, if you didn't want to look like Superman, like geek,
Sorry.
why wouldn't you want to look that cool though? Like you look
No,
at
I
these
agree
guys,
with
like
you. Well, that's like the whole thing with anime now. Like I used to hide the
Oh,
fact
dude,
that I
it's
liked
true, man.
anime,
It's
and
true.
now it's like,
Dude, the number
you
of
got-
yeah,
kids
you hide
But
the
dude, the-
fact you liked anime because you jerk off the cartoons.
Whoa, that's not come on.
That's the
not-
main reason.
But the amount of kids that like want to look like the amount of kids that want to look like Baki, do the whole Baki.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like they had a role model, and then on top of it, like I was always into that, and then I had,
We had Dragon Ball Z. Sorry.
and I always liked
Yeah, dude,
like,
that's-
and my dad was a big action guy growing up, so like the Arnold movies, the Sylvester Stallone movies, the Van Damme, those guys were always in crazy good shape.
Yeah, right.
So like you add in comics with those guys, and then Arnold, obviously, I got into bodybuilding because of him too, and then you add in a breakup, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah, right.
But that was like 3 months, and I was like, all right, I do this because I'm passionate about it now.
So
and all
that's
the
like
other
Yeah,
that's a
right.
great point, and I tell people that all the time. Getting into the gym and finding a reason why you got into it, because a lot of people like the gym's my therapy. The gym's my dude. If you have real mental health problems, go get help. The gym can only do so much. No, it's true. Like it's only a temporary thing, and I know it's like one of the best things that everyone says. Even like other
This
professionals.
is going to be a
It's like
public.
putting a Band-Aid
This
on.
is a
Yeah.
public advocate for like men going to therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have like mental health. with you
Gio's like
soon.
probably the biggest advocate for
mental health.
therapy.
I would never go to therapy.
Oh, jeez.
And I'll toxic masculinity that one to the grave.
He's a blue collar worker. He loves
Yeah.
therapy.
What am I
That's
supposed
why
to-
he's sitting on his own couch.
Yeah.
We are over here collectively
We're
together.
the free thinkers, okay?
yeah.
No,
I was
don't say
raised that way, all right?
People are gonna categorize
Dude, I can't
me.
imagine if I came home one day and I told my dad, I was like, I'm going to hit up therapy, dude.
I'm so
be
nervous
like,
if
"What?"
my people in Pakistan see this. They're gonna be like, "Wow, he's sitting at a desk
Yeah. They're like, why isn't this guy in a dirt hole?
working
Yeah.
with his hands."
Yeah, that's something we could talk about in one podcast.
Our
Your
upbringings?
upbringing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely-
I'd just be interested to hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's a good topic. But yeah, I mean, bodybuilding, yeah, like, you got kids that
we were
just
talking
like,
about training philosophies when we kind of went off on that chain.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause like I said,
who
your
I look
passion
to.
for it.
Who I look to. I didn't
Yeah.
get to say.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, like, it's changed so much in, like, the last couple, like, even years. I feel like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Chazz looks like those Gymshark fucking people.
Yeah, at first, like, I mean, dude, the first thing that got me into it was, Christian Guzman and like.
That's the thing
seeing
too,
all
man.
those,
Like,
See, that wasn't for me, and I'm really happy it wasn't.
Wow, see,
So
Like,
I'll
was
say
back when I was a kid, I was
I'll
all
say
about
the guys who got me into it, and they're like, they have their own podcast, and they went completely political now. I don't even think they train anymore.
Oh, Hodge,
Hodge
twins.
twins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
The
lost.
Hodge
We were
twins-
watching them the other day.
Dude, the
Yeah.
Hodge
Yeah, right.
twins were my reason, like my biggest reason, because like, dude, they were so hardcore. They're like, "Don't be a pussy," and I was like, "I'm not gonna be a pussy.
No, sir.
no way." So, dude, they were the biggest reason. And after that, you get into like those guys when we were growing up, like Guzman, Steve Cook,
Yeah.
Jeff Nipper,
Right.
all these
Yes.
guys who were just so big into it, and you're like, dude, these guys know so much. They're in good shape. Like, that's where we learned a lot of it at.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, that was another big influence for me. Was they were OG social media guys were
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's just changed so much. Like, and training should be like that. It should like evolve over
Yes.
your time as like a bodybuilder.
But there's a problem nowadays. Like it's okay with evolving and
Yes.
progression, and then there's people who just want to
Jump.
overdo it. Like
Just change.
I don't
want
want to see you squatting with 1,000 fucking bands attached to you.
Yeah, right.
Just squat.
yeah, that is
like,
the thing.
Look at Tom Platz. Tom Platz had the best legs, and
But-
regardless if it was genetics or not, that dude did the
That was
basics.
definitely not genetics. Do you look at what he started with? I would never say it was genetics.
But
Tom
that's what
Platz?
people
Yeah.
say. People say genetically he was gifted to build more muscle in that area
Yeah,
due to
right.
the training.
But look, if you look at his,
you could say that
his
about anybody.
arms.
Yeah, and you look at
back.
it. Obviously, he wasn't genetically gifted with his upper body
Do
versus
you,
his
can
lower
you really
body.
say genetically gifted when you look at what he did?
Yes.
How many people are willing to push
The
to
same
that
way you could
extent?
look at Arnold and know that he was genetically gifted in his chest, arms, and shoulders, and not his legs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean that's like I can see like that.
But that's what we're
exposing
talking about,
it,
just
but
body
I also
parts.
think
Yeah.
you can also train certain parts more.
Yeah,
Bro,
you
the way
can.
he trained legs was just insane.
So insane.
Like you just
Yeah,
can't
so
tell.
what was
you
it,
got
like-
hypnotized before certain leg.
What do you do? What do you do?
extensions.
495, and he would squat twice a month.
Yeah, yeah.
495, he'd do it for like 30 reps.
He
Later
has
in
that,
his career,
he has
yeah.
that video online where he's squatting like 525 for like 18 reps.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
insane.
It's-
But he would say, he was like, I put 405 on the bar, I do 30 reps, and like your central nervous system's fried.
yeah,
Yeah.
in his prime, he was only squatting
And
once
do
a
it-
month.
No,
Yeah,
he
once a
did.
month.
He did like three. There was a video of him
He
when he
does
was older.
315 for 50.
He did 350. He was older too,
Which
and
is
he was
insane.
Yeah,
you
he-
can't tell
yeah.
me like it's just genetic because
Well,
who
no.
else out here is doing that?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why I said. That's why I looked at Tom Platz for training, because his mindset and like just how he was just a dog, dude.
Yeah,
He was.
He
But
was.
keep in
So
mind, he
cool.
went through the same thing, man. Remember, he came to the gym and his girl left
Yeah.
him for his training partner.
That is a crazy story, dude.
that was his arc, dude.
Wild. His arc.
That was his arc.
I
But
think
that's,
that was before the like 81 Olympia, the one where he was like should have won pretty much.
yeah. He
Like at least
Yeah,
top.
he
he
was a
got
freak.
5th or something.
You know, he tore his
Nuts.
bicep going into one of the Olympias.
Yeah, I don't know which one it was.
Trained with Robbie Robinson like 6 weeks out with a torn bicep,
Did it
just
on
to like.
purpose.
that guy's
So-
offended a lot of people.
Yeah,
hasn't
dude,
he?
Robbie
Yeah,
Robinson.
he's offended a ton of
Dude
people.
is so old. He's dust.
He's
He
just
is
done, man. He
So
don't-
old.
He was, like,
Dude, when I
80
get to
years
that
old,
age,
still
I'm gonna
jacked.
say all this stuff.
yeah,
I'm scared
dude.
to
You
say.
say this stuff now, and you're
Yeah, that's a good
20
point.
something. How old are you?
25.
You proud of that?
27.
20, 26.
I thought you were 27.
How did this
27.
happen?
I'm
Yeah,
20.
he's 27.
I'm 27.
That's what I thought.
I'm the young. Well, you're the youngest guy here.
Okay, back to who my inspirations were because I,
I really
keep on
thought
getting
we already
into-
got over this. Come
No,
on,
dude. Okay, so I started with Christian Guzman, then I went to like
We're gonna end this at 60.
yes.
All right.
Okay, that's pretty close. And then I went to Julian Smith. I don't know if you guys know.
Huge fan.
Yes.
I was for like
Yeah,
years.
right.
I've a lot
And
of stuff.
he followed a lot of the old school guys
Yep.
too himself. Like
I don't know
Platz,
what it
obviously.
was, but I never liked. Not that I didn't like
His
him.
legs
I
were
just
sick.
Yes,
Like,
his legs. He was.
Tricep
He was. Yeah,
also
his
insane.
his legs and triceps. I just never watched his stuff. and
Oh,
I
yeah,
just,
yeah.
I genuinely
I
liked
subscribed to his workout
Daily
program and
Pump, was
everything.
on
I
it
did
for-
that
to the
all
Ultimate Leg Trainer.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I did that all the time. And then I kind of went to more Dorian stuff, and then I mean you trained me after that point.
Yeah.
You know, I started competing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude, that was it. Okay.
Yeah, it is easy to just run through these.
Dude, it's
goes-
crazy.
time
I also
goes
just want to
by.
make sure people will be able to. We have their.
This was so
attention long
jumbled,
enough.
by the way.
Yeah,
We
I know.
talked about
Oh
so
yeah,
many-
like that's why I see why people put topic, and like comment. We covered this. We covered that.
Yeah, right.
It's so much.
We'll definitely get it more organized in the future.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll start
Podcast.
making. I'll make since I have all the
Regulated
topics and stuff. I'll
itineraries.
regulate it,
Yeah, right.
and then I'll be
I'm
like,
also gonna
"Alright,
turn the temperature down because I am.
I'm
my
cooking
pitters
right
Yeah,
have
it's
sweat.
pretty hot,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Absolutely. I don't know how low.
I'm pretty sure
my
there's a
sweat's going
puddle
down.
in this
Yeah,
seat.
usually
dude.
I'm the hot one. I
Swap
feel
asses out.
decent.
I turned it down for you.
That's because you're
I
always
think
on
the
trend.
big ass how do we wrap it up?
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead. Bring
You
it.
know-
Bring it in, Chazz.
like, subscribe
Two.
to.
Oh yeah, we got.
What do we call
We
it?
got to make a YouTube channel.
You gotta say the name.
Can you say it? I don't like saying it.
Just say it. It's Infinite Crisis.
Infinite
Okay.
Crisis. You sound silky when
Thank
you
you
say
for
it.
coming.
It is. It's nice, right?
Thanks for
Thank you for
listening.
coming.
We're gonna have an episode out
Yeah.
every week. That's the plan. Every week, hopefully every Wednesday, we'll try to post it.
And we'll try to go live.
Hopefully, Chaz.
Well, I
the
work
people-
as a nurse. I work every
Oh
third
my
weekend.
God.
I work
work-
7 days a week.
This guy's gonna
Yeah, and
bore
this guy
over.
works every 7 days a week.
I was just trying to. Okay.
I work every third weekend, so I mean we'll have to figure that out. But yes, we will absolutely
Yeah.
do an episode a week because I mean.
And just try to go to live. Once
Yeah,
a week,
yeah.
I think
Well, we'll
gets
be
really
go.
good
I
amount
think,
of
I think, I
traction.
think it was, I think it was a good idea to go live every week.
Yeah,
And like we could go live every like Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever it
Yeah.
may be,
that would be cool.
and then get some topics, get some
Well,
whatever.
that's like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Just something quick, nothing too.
That's
crazy.
more than
Wrap it
time.
up more professional.
All right, yeah. Professionally, this has been you listening to the Infinite Crisis podcast.
Oh my God, dude.
Please like,
just made me forget I
subscribe,
have a penis.
and
Just
comment.
gonna
Dude.
go.
I can't. Why do you guys make me do this thing? Why do you make me?
finish?
Just
I was
say
gonna
it,
walk
just
off,
say it,
it was
just
gonna
say
look
it.
all good.
All right, that's
You're gonna
it.
cut this part anyway when we get up. You just gotta say, "All right, guys, thanks for watching Infinite Crisis. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time."
Perfect. There we go.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's all we
That's all
need.
it was.
Boom, and we're done. We're out.